Hello students, your topic for today is some common errors. So the English language, particularly in the legal industry, is a minefield of arcane phrases and obscure grammatical rules that can trip up even the most seasoned professionals. So this basically means that English language that is basically used in the legal industry is a little typical and even very professional advocates or judges or any professional who is in this legal industry can also make mistakes in this kind of language, and sometimes the rules themselves are very confusing. Other times the difference between the right word and the wrong word are so slight that they can occur when simply typing too fast. So in either case, mistakes can be embarrassing and leave clients, colleagues, or the court with the impression that you are careless. Therefore, it is really important to understand what are the common grammar mistakes that can be that can occur. So the first one is using the passive voice. Anyone who has studied the law knows that scores of legal opinions are filled with passive phrases. Indeed, the passive voice is used so often that it starts to feel like it is the correct way for legal writing to flow. But it's not. When the subject of the sentence is acted on by the verb, you are writing in a passive voice. For example, the brief was drafted by me is passive. I drafted the brief is the active form of that sentence and the preferred way of writing. Second common kind of an error is improper references to an entity. Whenever referring to a corporation or a similar entity, it is very important to remember that it is separate from the people who run it. Many times you will see a legal document refer to an entity as if it has its own free will. Example, Acme Corp had a pattern and practice of discriminating against women. Technically, that is impossible. Acme Crop can't actually do anything, but its employees can. A better sentence, therefore, would be the managers of Acme Corp had a pattern and practice of discriminating against women. Also, when referencing the entity itself, remember that it is an if and not a they. Example, correct one is Acne Crop is located in Illinois. It has been there for 15 years. Incorrect one is Acme Corp is located in Illinois. They have been there for 15 years. Kind of common error is words that are often confused for one another. So usually in English also there are many words that have kind of same pronunciation. So it occurs that people might write it in a sentence which has a different meaning, and the word is used incorrectly because of the confused nature of two words. Similarly, this happens in the legal language also. For example, advice and advice, one with C, one with S, principle and principle, PAL and PLE, counsel and counsel, SEL and CIL, consequent, subconsequent, counterpart, counterparty, disqualified, unqualified, damage, damages. So there are many different words and phrases that sounds alike and look the same but have different practical meaning, or they are different form of same word to be used in different settings. Tangling modifiers. So it is helpful to break down this rule in order to understand it. A modifier, as the name suggests, changes something about the sentence. Tangling refers to the fact that your modifier is not attached to anything. So here's a sentence with a damaging modifier. Wanting to win at trial, the jury instructions were given a great deal of effort. The problem, of course, is that we don't know who wants to win at trial. Here, better sentence that doesn't leave the modifier dangling. John wanted to win at trial, so he put a great deal of effort into drafting the jury instructions. Most legal professionals are pretty good with grammar and spellings. That said, mistakes happen all the time. When in doubt, it's always best to look up the proper rule, and whenever possible, have your grammar geek colleagues proofread your work before it goes out the door. Grammar is an evolving practice, a way of tracking how modern language is being used. Above all, grammar rules are meant to make writing clear, to reduce the likelihood of miscommunication. Thank you.